everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfield, and here are three important things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now, we're going to start things off with what happened last week. Certainly, we like to talk about economic data, and we've got two pretty important economic pieces coming up this week. But really, last week was all about inflation. We saw the CPI numbers come out much better than expected. I think a lot of people were going, wow, this looks really good. And then all of a sudden, the next day, whap, markets got hit because PPI numbers looked really bad. So which way are we going? Are we seeing inflation or are we not? We might get some clues from some of the other economic data happening this week. So let's start things off with retail sales. And this is really important because we have a huge amount of companies reporting earnings in the retail space. Now, the chart doesn't look that exciting anymore. You guys have seen this a few times on Monday Morning Must Knows, but really it's the most recent number. It came out at 0.6%. That was much higher than expectations. Actually, they were expecting a contraction in retail sales, and it came out much higher. So we'll see if the spending, both in consumer price index and just general interest of consumers, is going to be higher than expected. That's an important one on Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now we move on to a very important one, which is crude oil, specifically crude oil inventories. That's going to be happening Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Why is this important? Well, if you notice, that zero line, kind of the dividing line there, that means no expansion or contraction with regards to supply or inventories. We have, for the most part, been down below that line since about mid-2020. Now, we've started to rise a little bit here, and there are some factors which may push supplies even higher. We'll look at this combined with a click price chart of crude oil, and you can see that from those lows, we've been on a beautiful uptrend. Right now, it looks like it's just starting to weaken and slow down a little bit. Don't know if this is going to be a correction or not, but there has been some hesitation over the past couple of weeks with regards to crude oil's price. Now, here's the main factors. If we look at the fundamental macroeconomic drivers here, OPEC has said just a couple weeks ago, we are going to increase production to accommodate summer demand and travel because oil has gotten really expensive. That was a nice gesture. And of course, everything being constant and all looking good, we'd be traveling more, right? Let's go out there and enjoy because we've been on COVID lockdown. Let's go travel and drive and fly and do all this stuff. Oh, but wait, here comes Delta variant. No, you know what? We may have to go back on a lockdown late this summer, and you won't be able to travel at all. So all of a sudden, now there's thoughts that people won't be traveling, and we have increased supply. If we see a supply number that's very high on the next reading, we may see prices continue down in crude oil. And this is where our supply and demand zones come in handy to find those optimal points to be either buying or getting out of positions in crude oil. Now, let's look at our final one. Now, I talked about retail sales. There's not a lot of companies reporting earnings this week. There's only 243. A drop in the bucket compared to what we've seen over the past month. Now on Monday, we've got BHP and 10 Cent Music. BHP is very important because right now we're talking about an infrastructure bill and they are in the major mining space, looking at ore, they're looking at copper and silver and gold. BHP, a big player in that space. Tuesday brings us some retail sales. We've got Walmart, Home Depot, and Agilent. Wednesday continues on with those retailers with Target, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, and of course some major tech names, NVIDIA and Cisco. Thursday, you've got Applied Materials, Macy's, Kohl's, Ross Stores, and Estee Lauder. And rounding out Friday, you've got John Deere, Foot Locker, and The Buckle. Now, all those companies in red there are in the retail space, and I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the retail sales number that we're going to be seeing earlier in the week, and it may give you clues as to how these companies might be reporting. That, friends, are your Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.